Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17 here bringing another CH2 related piece of content, I guess. They released an update, at least some that A, changed the game, and B, wiped all my replays. So, may have been busy this week with a lot of personal stuff and didn't get a chance to do replays. Now I don't have any. So, if you have a game that you recently done and you think it's good, submit that and I'll take a look. I'm gonna try to do as many as I can over the weekend, so overall, if you send me the replay Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you have a high chance of it being on my channel. So just as a heads up, make sure, again, no AI and stuff like that. But replay stuff aside, they also changed the base game. So we should probably go over that. Okay, what'd they change? Well, if you've known from the most recent patch, there were a few small things that may have caused a big impact in the game. Let's go into this, shall we? First off, Jaeger Infantry. These literally became some of the most powerful units in the game just because of a couple buffs. And to be fair, they made it so that way it looks like, again, we can see here, they are still as powerful, but they're a little more costly. With the increased manpower, more, again, longer to deploy more units, the cost upgrade. So, again, Jaeger Infantry, this could be a good thing, them doing it, because at least that would limit, at least initially, how many Jaeger Infantry squads you could deploy. So, I could see this as a positive. Sturm Tigers, again, grenade ability can now be fired while moving. Yeah, that's pretty fucking good. Let's see, this is also a decreased scatter to 1 in order to aim around collision objects, and also damage versing emplacements. Nice. Again, because it's a Storm Tiger, it's designed to uproot emplacements in heavily fortified positions. Makes sense. Storm Tiger's a little weak, but them boosting it even slightly is good in my opinion. The 221, it's a little more costly in certain areas, not initially, but with the upgrade to get more resources, yes. Penetration, a little change, okay, that's pretty nice. Vet requirements reduced by 15%, very good, although I believe if you recently saw, I think it was Tightrope, literally made a video about him getting a Vet 5. Congrats, by the way, on hitting 5,000. That was hilarious. But I guess, they're like, hey, we want more people to do it other than just the best of the best. So there. And also the armor got increased, which is good. Now, if I recall correctly, Sector Assault is also part of Overwatch. And that was 10 CP points. Now it's up to 12. And that makes more sense because that thing is so powerful. Again, it's not necessarily reducing it or debuffing it, but what it's doing is just making it so it comes a little later. So you don't have to worry about it so early in the game, but at least you have a little bit more time to watch out for it and get AA. What was it? AEH, or AHawk CH2, he recently did a patch update, which is what brought to my attention because I'm like, what the fuck happened to all the replays? So thanks for making his video. He brought up a good point, the fact that CH2 over the years, and again, it makes sense, has debuffed a lot of instant KO abilities, such as like Demo, the Sturm, Stuka, etc. And what this patch is essentially doing is making it so that way the stuff that does KO you necessarily isn't removed, but more costly or just delayed. And that I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Because sometimes games last he brought up the point that games last a little bit too long, and I agree in some regard. I don't mind an hour match if it's really fucking good, but that being said, sometimes it's just a cluster more so than a good game. Anyway, so the USF IR Pathfinders now down to 0, okay, but the cooldown's increased and they're watching it. I really didn't see that many people complain about IR Path. Maybe I'm missing something. Again, I know they still have those very powerful weapons of theirs, very similar to the G43, but I didn't really see much issue with this. The combat group drop, nice, good. I mean, it's just dropped a little bit more, I guess, make it more likely that people get it. Same thing with the Greyhound. Once again, not many issues here. Maybe that's the point. They want to increase player use of it, which is good. Assault Engineers, oh boy. Oh boy, Armor Company, what have they done to you? Let's see, they've received an accuracy increase, so we're making them better now. Okay, now gains 0.9 accuracy, a point with vet 1. Okay, deployment cooldown from 30 to 60, which I get. They don't want this unit spammed as much as, let's say, again, it is currently. Because what's happening is with all of these deployable units is people just deploying only them. They're bypassing base infantry. And I think what they're doing is being like, hey, you can have one, but you're going to be a serious issue or a serious fault if you think that you can only deploy this unit. And I think that's fine. I agree with that mentality. The base units should still be applicable. Sure, you could eventually just kill off of your base units and have them, you know, take over, but it's going to take a little bit more time. But I like that aspect. That way you don't have massive assault NG blobs in the beginning of the game, or just other units in general. I hope they do that with, again, other more annoying units. But I think they already did that with the Agri Infantry, which is the only other big one. I can't really say much about the IR Pathfinders, but I'm assuming they weren't that bad. Now, Officer Veterancy. Captain Lieutenant now share the same combat veterancy of Vet 2. Receive accuracy modifier and gains veterancy. Okay, like I said, I didn't really hear a lot of people complain about the Officer Veterancy. Maybe that's just me. But the big issues was, if we go here, the Valentine tank. But that being said, they just renamed it to a Valentine command tank. So does this mean the Valentine is going to be slower and it gained command tank abilities? Like, or they just renamed it. That's it. That's all they're doing. That one's a little vague. I probably need to test out the Valentine. But I'm assuming it's the same tank. But I could be wrong in that regard. I very easily could be wrong. And they combined it with a command tank ability, which would reduce its speed, which should allow infantry to not get KO'd by... God, apparently it was doing very well versing a lot of targets, which is why people were complaining a little bit about the Valentine. But if again, hypothetically, if they made it a command tank and they reduced its speed, but, you know, that would make it not as deadly to infantry and chasing down infantry. So, and again, you can only have one at a time. So there's obviously something going on there, which also help because I know a lot of people would spam Valentines to have like early mid-game efficiency. Again, I really wouldn't do this, but I know a lot of people complaining about versing Valentines. It just never came up in rotation for me. So I guess good. Tactical support weapon drop, 4 to 2, and then cost increase from 120 manpower and 80 munitions. Again, I don't know. A lot of people complain about tac support weapons, but I could be very wrong. I know it's essentially a vehicle that comes around and stuff like that. So again, I don't see it as that big of an issue. But again, maybe they were worried about this thing. They want it out earlier to make sure that people use it, but they also increase the cost so that way people don't, I guess, necessarily spam it. I would assume. Any case, the Soviets KV-8 flame dot spawns per second reduced from 3 to 2. Sure, why not? Shock troops. There was a bug. This was a bug I found where you throw 2 grenades really quickly. So good thing they fixed that. Anyway, localization added. Good. Fixed voice. Okay. Hotkey. Yeah. Okay. Fixed issue where commander pistol was only doing 1 damage opposed to the intended 8. The commissar pistol. That's pretty fucking funny. It's like, why isn't my gun working? It's because you're Soviet. No, it's actually been debuffed. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's the case. And implemented fixed the Valentine tank sexting concentration barrage. Barrages should now share cooldown and work as intended. Good for him. Good for him. But yeah, overall it's a very small patch, but it's a lot of features that people complained about overall. So I can't complain too much about this. And actually I'd say majority of this is probably good, if not great. Because again, the biggest issue that I found recently was deployable units and their very good efficiency compared to base units. And it seems like here they're increasing cooldown. Doesn't matter about if they're better or not. I don't mind that, but they're increasing cooldown, which makes it less likely you're going to see a lot of them very quickly, unless the enemy is really going to start like just not having any other unit, which could seriously impact them if these cooldowns are correct. But that's my thought. Let me know what you guys think down below. Again, I don't typically do this stuff. It's just I've been so busy the last week and a half that I've been really unable to get a lot of content out. So I deeply apologize about that. But at least you guys got my opinion on this bug fix. And, you know, let me know what you think. I could be dead wrong. Like I said, I play a lot of 2v2s up to 4v4s mostly. So I don't do 1v1s. So maybe this was some of these were bigger issues than 1v1s. I don't know. But let me know in the comments down below. In case it's been Greyshot117, and I'll see you all next time. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot117. Before I go, I want to give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Ace, Joe Foley, Joey G, JP Vaal, jrchicklis, Manuel, Mark Cataly, Milam, Ollie, Onlyplayapples, Pyroshark, Rifle, Sebastian Marzalik, sgtMcPain, Streakingwookie, Toussaint, WhiteHotD, Aaron Yee, Jordan Savat, Leo Liu, Nathan, Angus, and Tim. Thank you again for your incredible support. You all rocked. It's been Greyshot17, and I'll see you all next time.